Hi, Bruce Jones here, and welcome to this little webinar, little summit seminar that I'm going to do here today, this afternoon. And I am going to be talking about how to find the gold in your book and turn it into profitable products. So my name is Bruce Jones. I'm an author, or artist, a graphic designer, expert in self-publishing, all kinds of things like that. And I've been doing this for over almost 40 years. I have over 50 books out in the market and a lot of online products that I sell in lots of different places. And one of the things I love to do with my books is to take the book and create and repurpose the content and create ancillary and products that you can sell and make more money with and do all kinds of things with. Every book, I believe every book has built into it um, lots of products that you can pull out and extract, and or lots of information that you can pull out and extract and turn into products that can be quite successful. And in this seminar or in this session here, I'm going to take you through that process and show you a little bit how to do it and get ready. So this is all part of an effort. I'm going to be on a summit called the Conscious Leaders Book Writing Summit. Actually record my session tomorrow, but it'll be at the end of the month on January 24th to the 27th. And there's a link below, somewhere here on this post, and you can get there's a link to the summit, so you can check that out. And you can also download some free handouts. I'll be talking more about these in a little bit, but they are available right now that you can go and download. So I'll bring those up again, and they're a part of the whole process. So let's just talk a little bit about the gold in your book. What do I mean by that? So every book has information, and we'll be talking in a moment about the kinds of books that you can use to do this. But in your book, you have collected and curated a whole lot of information, and you have presented it in a book form. But it can be presented in many other ways. So your stuff can be turned into checklists, workbooks. You can turn it into podcasts. You can do video series. You can do courses by taking that same information and just shaping it in a little bit different way. So that's what we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about the kinds of books that you can do this with, my favorite books. Talk about the kinds of products you can make. A little bit about, show you some samples. I'll show you those as we go along. I have them all right here. Talk about a little bit about how to do it. What are the tools you need to do it? And then where do you sell? So let's get started right in here and get going. So what kind of books have products in them? So if you look at your book, maybe you wrote a business book, it's a perfect example, a self-help book, a cookbook. Those are books that lend themselves really well to turning them into products. So business book, just look at your chapter titles, all right? Your chapter titles should be the benefits of your book. They lead you through a process. Well, if you took each one of those and turned it into a video, did a short video, kind of like I'm doing here, where you can use your phone, it doesn't really matter. There's a series of videos. It might have 10 chapters. That's 10 little videos. You have now just created a book with some video companion pieces. Put them on a site like Gumroad, one of my favorite places for doing this. And you have a course, all right? You can transcribe those videos that you just talked about and turn them into the handouts that go along with it. If many books like business books, self-help books have lessons or steps you can take to go through what you're doing. Those become questions that you can sort of put into a Word doc, same doc that you did your book in, put at the top of the page, add some lines below it, and create, put those all from the different chapters, just put them by the chapter. Here's my question, lessons I learned how to find the best ways to find content in my book or whatever it is, or best, exercise for today. Add some lines, put them together in a workbook, and you now have a workbook. A workbook can sell for dramatically more than the book itself. So the book is sort of the theory, but you add a workbook to it, you now have a package. And let me show you a good example of what I mean by this. So this is my friend, Ed Gaskin. He wrote this book called Latanya, Gangs, Girls, and Guns. It's about youth violence and urban teenage girls dealing with gang boyfriends. So he wrote this book. It became used in youth groups to help these girls break away from these guys. But at the back of the book, he put discussion questions, right? He was sort of thinking these were used in a youth group. So he put discussion questions. This is a really common thing in people's books. The back of the book, they put a series of questions or tasks or goals you should do. So he took those questions and he created a workbook with them. Now, this is the Leader's Guide workbook, but he also created a student workbook of each of those questions so people can write it out or do something, an exercise. This is very easy to do. This is the leader's book. He actually made two workbooks, one for the students, one for the leaders. This is the theory. So now he can sell this package and people buy multiples because it's going for a group of people. You can sell multiples. You can sell this package for way more than what this book really went. So this is a beautiful example of how you take an existing book and then turn it into something else. Cookbooks. Think about a cookbook. Every recipe is a lesson. You can do videos. You can set up a series of streaming, or every week you get a new recipe that comes out of the book. You buy the book, access to the course, or it's a continual fee. So it's all that kind of stuff, or they've turned into posters. This is one of my early books, one of my first books, and it's a book about me learning to play guitar, mandolin, ukulele, and these are just chords. It's just a simple chord book. I took in the back the sheet music and turned it into a book of sheet music. This became one of my most successful books. This was a best-selling book for 10 years on Amazon. This book, based on one page out of here. I took these pages and turned them into posters and sold them on Zazzle and Redbubble and places like that. Simple thing to do. I've already done the work. I'm just repurposing it. So that's a key thing here. You've done this work once. You're going to change it into many other forms. So what else? We have business books, self-help books. These are perfect for this. Children's books. Take the children's book, take the pictures out of them, put them into a calendar, put them into products. Make a t-shirt. Make a t-shirt. Do hats and mugs and pillows. Kids love pillows. Take that artwork, make a pillow out of it. Make sure you get the rights to the art it's part of the deal when you work with your illustrator. Get the full rights for everything. But now that you have it, you have all this great art. Take the color out of the art, use the outlines, you have a coloring book. So kids' books are a great way to do this. Self-help books, I said, fiction books, even fiction books and novels. Every book is centered or someplace, like your book might be centered in Italy. So you could do a travel companion guide that you did when you went to write your book and do your research. Maybe it's a cookbook that you get recipes you pull together. Maybe it's, you turn them into a podcast. You take and just read your book into Audacity or something on your computer and make an audio version of it and sell that. Put it on Amazon, or you can sell it on your website. So those are just some of the books. And what I'm doing is I'm working on my notes here. I put those notes. I just updated my workbook. This is the sort of the handout that goes with my workbook masterclass. I have a masterclass that teaches people how to do this. And I just actually stuck all these notes into the back of there. So if you want that, make sure go to the link above below and download that. Go get it. It's free. You can download it and check out the course. The summit I'm going to be doing at the end of the month, the Conscious Leaders Book Writing Summit. I'm super excited about it. Susan Crossman is doing it, and I'll be working on this as the topic I'll be working on. So just kind of doing some prep here for it. All right. So we talked about the kinds of books. Let's talk a little bit about the products. What kind of products can you make? So if you have a physical book, you can make an ebook. If you have an ebook, you can make a physical book. If you have a physical book, you can make an audio book. So physical book, hardcover book, ebook, audiobook, PDF book, same book, just in different formats. All of those things can be sold. People love audiobooks. They listen to them on their smartphone, or in their car, all that kind of places. You can sell them on Amazon. You can sell them on findawayvoices.com. Those are all great places. Or you can just sell them on like Gumroad. People just download the audios. So easy products to make. You're a consultant, you're a business person, you want to do workshops, consulting, seminars, take your content, break it up, make some videos of it, or teach it, just like this. I'm using StreamYard on Facebook. Super easy to do. I'm making it go to different places at the same time. And so that's something you can do right here, right? You can do some consulting based on your book, right? It's always based on what you have. You can do free and paid things, resource book, audiobooks, PowerPoint presentations, You can take the content and send it through print-on-demand sites, like if you have an illustrations and that kind of stuff. You can turn it into mugs and cups and pillows and T-shirts and hats and all that. Calendars. Calendars are great. Take the illustrations and turn them into a coloring book. So what sites where it might be is Cafe Press, Printful, Zazzle. I'll talk a little bit about those in a moment. So there's lots of different kinds of products. The list is pretty big. I've included that list in my in here. So this is what I'm doing here is also marketing. I'm showing you. The reason I keep bringing this up, one of the advantages of having something like this is you can show it and go, hey, I put all this information is in this free PDF guidebook that you can download. Link above, link below, trying to show you where to get it and how to do it. So look at what I'm doing, not only what I'm saying and the things I'm showing that you can get. It's the second piece. The design guide that goes along with it. So both of these are free. You can get them today. You can get them right now. Just click on the link that's above or below. You can get them. All right. Let me show you. We talked a little bit about the kinds of books. We talked a little bit about the products. I'll show you some other sample things that I have done. So this is another book that just got pulled apart, and you can take questions in it. Let me see here. So let's see here. So out of this one book, this is a good example. So this was my book, right? This is my music book. Out of this book, I created a sheet music for guitar book, blank, just this one page. I just made 100 pages. I did this for mandolin. I did this for ukulele. So we have those books. I took this book. Somebody asked me, what about left-handed people? This is for right-handed people. I didn't even realize that I was doing it. So they said, could you do it? I realized I could flip these illustrations, and I turned it into a left-hand chord book. All right. So right-hand chord book, left-hand chord book. Same stuff, just flipped around. Okay. I took, not only made blank sheet music, put a different cover on it, made another book. Here's the mandolin one. Took the pages and turned them into posters. I have them as T-shirts. I think they're on Cafe Press. You can buy them as T-shirts, tote bags, mugs. One image, and I used this image right here, which I drew, and I just uploaded the image and then applied it to a whole bunch of products. All of this is free. So it's a very easy thing to do. You just upload the art to some different sites, which I'll talk about in a moment, and it gets applied across all these things. You want it in a cell phone case, you want it on a frisbee, you want it on a mug, you want a water bottle, whatever you want, they have it. And you can just put this stuff on it. So super easy. You're now in the product business, and then it's up to you to put this stuff up on your website. So let's talk a little bit about the tools that you can use to create this. So I'm all about trying to do this for free. That's sort of been what I'm done. And the world has now geared itself around doing this for free. And which is really, really cool. And so what do I mean by free? All right, let's look in-house. What do you have in your computer right here? What you've got, right? You might have Microsoft Word. This whole guidebook was just done in Microsoft Word. All right. It's a fabulous tool. A lot of people use it to do the books they sell on Amazon. They just use Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Excel. These are all products that you have probably on your computer, easy to use, and they're free. As long as they can create a PDF file. That's generally sort of, if you need one item that can work across a lot of places, is the ability to make a PDF file. Because PDF files become print-on-demand books, become downloadable PDFs, all that kind of stuff. Second would be JPEGs, but almost all of these products can make PDFs. You have a smartphone, all right? So just like this, right? Smartphone, it records video, records audio, it records, you can make podcasts, you can do video, audio recordings. Maybe not always the best. Video is fantastic, the camera is fantastic, but it works. It's in your pocket. You know how to use it. It stores it. It does it correctly. It's the right size, the right shape. So look at that. I use InDesign, Photoshop, and Illustrator, a little bit more high-end drawing programs and illustration programs. There is a little monthly fee on those. If you're doing a lot of books, it's worth it. If it's not just one, no. But take a look at Affinity Publisher, Designer, and I think it's Photo. And that's sort of a 1/10 the cost version of the Adobe products. And a lot of people use them. You're not doing anything real sophisticated here. It's not fancy design. It's just I just need to lay the page out. I need to lay the graphic out. Great places. Pixabay is a great source for images. So I use Pixabay images. This is a Pixabay image. Pixabay gives you royalty-free images that you can use for commercial applications. So there's no, you don't have to worry about not being able to find your images. Just go to Pixabay, pixabay.com, and get your images. So any application. So basically your Word ones and your design ones. Do that. Out of house, what tools do you have? So one of the big ones is Canva. A lot of people use Canva, and it's a sort of an online graphic design place. It has templates, it has graphics, it has images. They use the Pixabay images. You can do all kinds. A lot of people create entire product lines in Canva. So there's a free version, a paid version. It's a very easy thing to use. You can make your graphics, make really cool graphics using Canva. They have book cover templates that are fantastic. It's a great tool to use. All of the print-on-demand sites. So a print-on-demand site is a site. This is what we're talking about. Is where do I? Oh, let's see what we're talking about selling here. Where and how do I sell my products? Oh, and actually, we're still talking about creating. All of these sites have somewhat usually a tool or a way to create your art. Like I've gone to Redbubble or Zazzle or both of those. You can upload an image, you can apply it to a shirt, and now you're in the shirt business, right? You could walk around, take pictures in your neighborhood, upload those pictures, and put them onto a T-shirts or posters or covers or calendars. It just gets uploaded, applied, and now you have a product. You didn't have to hire a graphic designer, didn't have to do anything. You just have to have a free account. Amazon also is the place that once you have the cover, the PDFs for the interior and the exterior, you load them up to kdp.amazon, and that becomes the place they put it together. It's free. They don't say no. They just let you do it. You put your book together. Now you have a book, and the file sits on Amazon. And when someone comes to buy that book, it gets printed and out it goes. Amazon's also the selling place. We'll talk about that in a minute. Many of these places are creation and selling, but all the print-on-demand sites have tools built into them to allow you to do this. So it's pretty good. So my favorites: Redbubble, Zazzle, Printful, Fine Art America. If you want to make paintings, I'm starting to do some paintings. You can upload all that stuff. Vistaprint. A lot of businesses use Vistaprint for their graphics. It's a great place to go, and you can make products out of it. You want a little line of mugs, you want a little line of cards, whatever you want, you can make it there. And there's also freelancers like at Fiverr.com and Upwork. Those are places that you can also go and do stuff. So you have in-house creation of the tools you have in your desk or on your computer, even on your phone. I was doing some painting a little earlier this summer, and I just wanted to show somebody how this works. And I was in the middle of a field, and I uploaded my painting. I took a picture of it, uploaded it to Redbubble, applied it across a bunch of products. I now have the products of that painting that's still wet, right? That's how fast you can do it. You can do it right on the fly. Online creation: Redbubble, Zazzle, Printful, Fine Art America, Canva, Google Docs. Oh, we didn't even talk about Google. Google Docs, Google Slides, Google Sheets. You can pretty much do almost all of this stuff. You want to make a book, you want to make a quickie book, a PDF book, a product sheet, a checklist, any of that kind of stuff. Google Docs is sitting here. It's free. I don't think I've mentioned anything that really, other than Adobe products and the other ones which you probably already have and have paid for, like Word. This is all free. All right, let's look at where and how do you sell your products. This is important because you want to make money on this. So I like to, let's kind of go over here. Actually, before we do that, let me just talk a little bit about the process of pulling this information out of your book. Then we'll get to where to sell. So let me I want to add this in here, right into here, create a banner. How do I do this? How do I create my product? Working in ScreenFlow. I'm sorry, StreamYard. I'm working in StreamYard, and which is a fantastic product. And you can do things like this right on the fly. Look at that, huh? Just done. This is like a TV studio This is a TV studio. I'm creating a product while I'm sitting here. I'm doing a course. This is super easy. I can just do them one after another, make the classes, put them together, and all that kind of stuff. Look at, we got Nabi here, my friend. So I'm broadcasting this over Facebook and YouTube. This is an international broadcast. My friend Nabi is in Australia. All right, so he's in the future in Australia, and this is the kind of reach you have to promote your products. I'm going to promote right now. Make sure you go to the link above, below, side, wherever it is, and sign up and get this free workbook that goes along with my summit course that I'm going to be teaching. And you can sign up for the summit course. I'd love to see you there. It's really cool. I'm going to have a special offer for the workbook masterclass right now, but for the moment, you can get the handouts. See that? This is selling, marketing, getting people to sign up, do things, just, all that kind of stuff. But Nabi's there. Nabi's a huge supporter, and is always out in Australia, working with the kangaroos or whatever they do in Australia. Okay, so what do we do here? So you want to look at your book. This is important. You want to look at the information. It's probably organized correctly from your table of contents. So just read down the table of contents. That's the order of the information. It gives you a sense of the product that you're probably going to make. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Those become videos, podcasts, blog posts, checklists, whatever it is. That's it. So you just kind of go through it. So you want to sort of look at how to do that. Look at the key lessons, the information, the training that you're doing, break it into component pieces. I always recommend when you're starting this process is to think of this as be simple, 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 simple. Don't try to make the big product. Just make a single page. Remember, a single page is a book, right? One PDF. If you can make one PDF of just 8 tips, 10 tips, just write it out, make a PDF, take a little picture of it, put it on your blog or your website with a little graphic, put it in a blog post and tell people. Or just like this broadcast I'm doing here, go, hey, if you want to get this sheet of paper, this little PDF, go to the link above or below. I've added it in, and you can download that. I've included it at the back of this book. So I'm trying to show you how to sell this thing, but start with the single page, right? Once you get that done, you're kind of getting the system of making the page, making the PDF. Every program makes a PDF, and then use that and then kind of market it. So what do we do with it? How do I get people to buy it? I put a link on the bottom of my email, send it to them. I'll put a note on my blog. If it's a WordPress blog, you can upload the PDF right into the media area. You have a link, put it on your page. It'll download immediately and automatically when somebody clicks on it to their computer. Super easy way to get it. Once you get that working, then you can go, how do I make some money out of it? How do I get people to buy it? We'll talk about that in a second. Once you get one page done, and make 2 pages and 3 pages, expand it. So you're gradually expanding. It's a PDF. You can just keep changing it and grow as you grow. So yeah, Navi says product inside a product inside of, exactly, right? One gets the next, and you'll start to get ideas. Things will start to form for you and go, oh, I could put a little line in front of these. I have a checklist. I could take this sheet and just record a little video like this, like I'm doing right now. And I have now a course, right? Basically, that's what I'm doing right here. I'm making a course. The video, I'm timing. We're at 24 minutes. I slowed down a little bit and did in sections. I could do a bunch of broadcasts on this topic, each one a different broadcast. If you're following me on TikTok, you're seeing me do that, where I'm condensing each section of these notes into a little TikTok video, all about marketing, same thing, up, down, and put them on Gumroad, and you now have a product. It's that simple. Then you can just keep doing this and doing it and tell people once it's done, you've got it, and you can keep marketing it. So what else do we do with that product? So we look through the content. What are the key points? Can we list them on a page? Can we make a video on it? Something like that. For illustrations, we kind of look at what we have. Do we have the rights for our own illustrations if we didn't draw them and somebody else did? Can I look around and go, okay, I've got them. They look cool. What can I do with them? I can load them up to Redbubble, Printful, Zazzle, Cafe Press, and apply them to different products. So There we go. There's a whole line of products right there, right? All these different products. These sites have 100 to 200 products. You are immediately in the t-shirt, hoodie, sweatshirt, apron business just by having that illustration. Go out and draw some stuff. It's not that hard. So now you have it. That's one of the easy ways you can do it. And then you start to eat that stuff out, tell it to show it to people like, hey, go get my stuff and see what the reaction is. Does somebody react to it? You haven't spent months working on this. You've just spent a day, an afternoon. Maybe you just scraped the information. Maybe you went to ChatGTP, dropped this in, and said, write me a post, and it did, and you put that on your blog. Go to brucejonesdesign.com, check out the posts I'm writing for this seminar. They're all written by ChatGTP. I only edited them, but they're completely AI generated. I took each of these sections, threw it in, and I had 5 blog posts for the 5 little videos I'm doing for this product. I also said, give me 5 Twitter posts. I mean, it's getting super, super easy. All right, so look at your audience. What do they kind of like? You know your people. You see them. You talk to them. What do? They like checklists. They like books. They like handouts. Everybody loves handouts. A great way to engage people. So that's the kind of thing. Evaluate your content. Look for that gold. What are the nuggets? What are the lessons? What you're trying to show? What you're trying to do? And then plan and create your products. Take each of those lessons and do something quick. A blog post, a podcast, a video. Turn it into something. All right. But start with a single PDF. That's the key, right? Minimum, the MVP, the minimum viable product. It's a 1-page book. I love this 1-page book idea. All right, let's go to, maybe we'll wrap this up. Okay, where do I sell? Where and how do I sell my products? So many of the sites that I have mentioned are also sales sites. So if you made your t-shirts, your hats, your mugs, and all that kind of stuff, you just leave it on Gumroad. Leave it on Zazzle, Redbubble, all those places, because they have a sales page. They create the products, they ship the products, they collect the money. Done. Right? It becomes so easy now. I use a site called Gumroad.com. So Gumroad is like an electronic bucket. It's great for PDFs, for video, for streaming, for little collections of products. It doesn't handle the giant products, but it handles the smaller products extremely well. Little sales page. They handle all the money. They handle all the download. You can create a product literally if you have a PDF, you can create a product within 10 minutes. It's done and it's up. Your website's the key, but it doesn't have to be. But your website, you might put a page that describes your product. Put a little button on the side, a little cover, this cover, make this little cover graphic, stick it on the side, link it to Gumroad. So your website markets the product, you market the product, like I'm telling you, go to here. In fact, these 2 checklists, actually, when you click on the link that's above or below, goes to Gumroad. I set it up for a free product, free download. You can download that for free. It's all set up on Gumroad. I now have captured the name, and if I want, I can start to expand that out and add more stuff or direct you to someplace else. Your website is key. That's where you get to explain things, show things, do things. But you can do this right here on the phone. You can do this on your camera. I'm doing this on TikTok, where I just say, go to my bio, and I've used Linktree to direct people to these different places. So you don't even have to have a website these days. You just have to have access to the web. Your social media, Facebook. Facebook is where I'm actually broadcasting this at the moment. YouTube is great. Your website's great. Email, at the bottom of your email, put a little footer that says, hey, you want the latest copy of my thing? Click this link and go get it. It's free. You can get people into your world for free, and then you can show them more products that's for pay. Cross promote. You also have the real world, right? So maybe it's, I don't know, you wear a t-shirt with your product on it. You're doing talks, you hand a little card out, or you give them a QR code to go get your product. There's lots of places to kind of do this. So, and then how do you sell it? Well, I'm showing you and selling at the same time. So this is one way to do it. Your website is another way to sell. You're sending out product announcements. You're doing posts, social media posts. You show the product being used. You're excited about it. You just have to start putting it out there in lots of different ways. So print on demand. Oh, we didn't even talk about Amazon. Amazon's one of the best. So I have 50 books I published. They're all on KDP Amazon, which means I just use KDP Direct Print, KDP, upload my cover, my PDF interior. They put them together. They push it over into the Amazon sales page, and I have a platform, the most trusted sales platform on the planet that's right there. Somebody orders a book, they come, they order the book, Amazon prints it, ships it, collects the money, sends the money to my bank account. I touch nothing. So all of the ideas that I've talked about today, there is no inventory, there is no shipping costs, there is no delivery costs, or it's built into the price, but there's nothing out of your pocket. And that's really a key thing to do. So Amazon is fantastic. You link everything up to Amazon from your website. You talk about it, whatever it is, but the links, all that kind of stuff. Etsy, if you're making one of a kind or limited things, use Etsy. It's like the Amazon for craft products. Gumroad, Instagram, TikTok, eBay, Shopify, PayHip, Sellfry, Sendall. These are all places that are great for selling your products. Print-on-demand sites like Redbubble, Cafe Press. I put them all right here. They're all right there, all listed out. And you can go and get them because I put them in the back of this book that you can go and download. So that's pretty much, I hope that kind of covers what I'm doing. I want you to make sure you go and download this book. And there's a link there for the workshop or the summit that I'm doing, the Conscientious Leader Book Writing Summit that is coming out to be at the end of this month. I'm on Friday at 10 o'clock. So I'd love to see you there. And I'll be talking more about this, plus some VIP stuff and access to my course on how to make a workbook out of your regular book. So I'd love to see you there. And I'll put this link up, but it's up or down or something. It looks like that. So that's kind of a long link, but it's basically Bruce Jones Design Masterclass Create Workbooks Checklist Journals. So I didn't realize I was going to put it here. I should have made it shorter. Anyways, that's it. So put comments, put questions around this video, and there we go. Great presentation. Thanks, Nabi. I love having Nabi on sign. He's always great, and it's fun to have that international audience that just kind of gives you that global sense. Remember, we are global. It's a key point in all of this. You may think your world is kind of small and it's just you and you do your thing with your clients, but remember, there's 3 billion people online. They all want products. You are selling to the world, right? It's not just selling to just here. You're selling everywhere, and wherever the web goes is where your stuff goes. So just something to remember, that it's an enormous audience out there. So all right, that's it. Thanks for joining me today. This is Find the Gold in Your Product, Turn it into Profitable Products. Check out the links above and below, and we will see you next time in another video. All right.